Hello everyone, Greenclonk here. I wanted to do a Pokemon challenge video like the one I have seen on YouTube. This video is inspired by Red and his Pokemon challenge videos. Go check him out if you haven't, he does really good quality videos. And so, today is the day we figure out, would I be able to beat Pokemon Emerald with a team of only one Zigzagoon? Zigzagoon is one of my favorite Pokemon. I love how cute and fluffy they look, and when I was younger it was also the first Pokemon that I've ever seen shiny. They can also learn a few good moves by leveling up, and the bright side to it is that the moves they can learn from TMs and HMs are quite nice and rather diverse, ranging from Iron Tail or Ice Beam to Shadow Ball. However, her base stats are horrible, having the same attack and special attack as Sunkern. So keeping the moves in mind, I think it can be doable, but you guys can go ahead and guess if I can win or not. Since this is the first time I'm doing this challenge, I will explain the rules I'm going by for this challenge. First up, I can only use one Zigzagoon in a battle, but I also have to use a Magikarp in specific duo battles. And I need to use some other Pokemons for HMs. Second, no glitches or exploits are allowed, but I don't know any, so that's okay. Lastly, no items in battles, but using them outside the battle is fine, and giving health items is okay too. With that all out of the way, let's go! First I used the universal randomizer to change one of the starters, which I chose Trico for, to be changed with Zigzagoon, as that would allow May to get Torchic and later Blaziken, which my Zigzagoon would have the highest difficulty against. The first fight immediately became a mirror match, which we won with ease, and as such we got our little Dorothy. We check out her stats and see that she is of jolly nature, giving her even more speed and lowering her special attack. Before fighting against May, I decided to train Dorothy to level 9, where we'll receive Headbutt, which will be our only good attacking move for a little while. And so we defeat May's Torchic in 2 hits and train some more in anticipation of Roxanne and her stony Pokemon, for which I am sure I need to grind a lot and a lot more. We even have a test trainer that has a lower level Geodude where we can try out our Headbutt strategy. It takes a bit too much for a Pokemon already half our level, so I think we're gonna need to grind a bit. I still decide to try Roxanne at level 16 while trying to reduce their defense with Tail Whip and then Headbutt them. It goes horrible. We try again 4 levels later at level 20 and it's still a bit rough. So we try 5 levels more, where we get the bug move, Pin Needle, which doesn't get resisted. With a few Tail Whips it goes rather well, and we get one Geodude done. As the next one comes, again it does fine, but could be a bit better. But Nose Pass comes and we do okay damage and we get him down quite a bit, but the potion brings him up almost full HP and we fall to his chip damage. And after a few tries I get an amazing run where the early Geodudes miss some of their attacks and Headbutt does much better damage than I first imagined. And we reach Nose Pass with green HP and only a few Headbutts left, not that good. But as we run out of them, we get a very good Pin Needle that hits 4 times in a row, thus winning ourselves our first badge. I kind of expected to have to grind a lot, but it did take much longer than I thought, having to grind at low level Pokemon. With the first gym badge and the saved Wingull, we take a ride to Dew Fort and go meet with Steven as we travel through the cave in darkness. And then as we try out the gym, as we don't have as much to do just yet, we reach Brawly at level 27 and start headbutting. Machop and Meditite go down rather easy, but Makuhita one-hits us. After a few tries, we get a match where Makuhita bugs up instead of attacking us in the first round, and then gets flinch in the second and heals up again. However, we don't get one shot by him and we finish him up after a few more headbutts, winning us our second gym badge. With 2 badges up our sleeve, we reach Slateboard, where we first need to clean up Team Aqua from the museum and open up the path to our 3rd badge. One of the grunts gives us Thief, which we learn immediately to have a better option against rock types, while the grunts go down to Headbutts. And at level 29 we learned Covet, which replaces our tackle with better power and more PP as well. And as we continue onwards a bit more, we meet up with May, and similar to the Grunts, it goes over rather easy, with us 2-hitting the Wingull with Covet and flinching Combusken with a headbutt and then downing them. With our rival behind us and Mobile City in view, we can now fight against our second rival, who goes down even faster than May. And we try our hand at Watson with our Dorothea at level 34. It goes down well, as we take down Voltorb and Electrike, but then we get static from Electrike. And then Magneton, our second wall on the run. Being paralyzed and confused, we get the short end of the stick, and even see that a crit of ours does only a third to a fourth of his total HP. We need to grind some more. We try again 5 levels later, as we also give our little Dorothy a berry to fight against Paralyze, and it goes a lot better. We can now defeat Voltorb and Electrike in one shot, and Magneton is still a problem. A few tries later, we get lucky and don't get static from Electrike, and as we find Magneton, we flinch it the first time and get paralyzed on the second turn, which is negated by our berry, but we flinch him again, bring him to red, and get healed. And just start to headbutt more. We land a crit that brings him down though, and as Watson brings out Manic Trick, they start to howl twice, giving us a lot of chances to hit him down. Then he uses a electric move, which is considered a special attack in Gen 3, so his howling was completely useless. And we win ourselves our third badge. While going to the next town, we level up nicely and reach level 41, which gives us the last of our level learned moves, Belly Drum. This will take away half our HP and give us fully powered attack. And since we're using mostly normal moves, it will go quite well. And if done well, will make most trainers a joke. However, the downside to the many trainers that we have behind us is that we kinda ran out of PP and now have to fight against a trainer with Arons, which are the worst types of enemy I need now. We faint and need to go all the way again. The second time around we ignore him as we get ourselves a very nice TM for Dig, which is going to be very useful for fights against the Aron line like we just had. And on the way to the Meteor Falls we meet some grunts of both Aqua and Magma kind. And as we follow where the grunts go, we reach Mount Chimney where the Aqua grunts are fighting against the Magma grunts, and we find a very Hyper Poochiana. Archie, what do you feed your poor Pokemon? Oh well. Beating the grunts out of the way, we meet up with Maxie, the Magma leader, and he becomes the first victim to Dorothea's cutest belly drums, as we lose the first try thanks to one single sand attack. The second try, however, goes much better as the Mightyena bites instead of sand attacks, making Headbutt not miss a single time, and Maxie is down, and we get the Meteoroid back. As we climb down then Mount Chimney, we reach the Lava Ridge town, where we have our fourth gym, and we run straight towards Flannery, where the belly drum shows its might once again, using headbutts on Pokemon with magnitude and dig on Tarkle. We win ourselves one of the easiest gym badges yet. Afterwards we return to our father, and now that I think about it, we are kind of following his footsteps, aren't we? Since we also use normal type Pokemon. Well, one Pokemon, but it's normal type. And the battle against him I kind of dread, so I decided to go get a very strong move that I might keep until the very end, which is Return. It's a move that gets stronger the more your Pokemon likes you, and at this point of the game, we should have reached full friendship with Dorothea. So it would technically give us a move that has a 102 power level. And since Dorothea is also normal type, it gets the type boost, which becomes then 153. Gotta say, that is a high number. And with that, we now have a more powerful move. We stand in front of him, and after a few tries, we get a run where Spinda does not confuse us, which made us faint after we hit ourselves with our bell-drummed attack. And the rest of his Pokemon also go quickly down to Return, and we now have our fifth badge. As we beat our father, Wally's father comes to get us and gives us Surf, which is going to replace Thief, And we go back to More Wild City to surf over the small lake and be on our way to the 6th badge. On the way there, we meet again with some aqua grunts and the admin Charlie, who goes down without us even needing to use our drums. However, it was rather close. The scientist even gave us a weird Pokemon named Twitter. I wonder what that is about. Maybe the description has an answer. We get out and then we meet May, who goes down to many hits of return, but no belly drum. And so we have reached Fort Reed City and we get the scope from Steven and go straight for the gym. On the first try of the gym battle, we have Dorothea beating the Pokemon with a few returns, and then when her last Pokemon comes out, she keeps dragon dancing and healing that in the end she managed to defeat us with a single Earthquake Crit. A bit of a bore, I would say, but if it works, I guess. And on our second try, we use our heavy drums, beating most of the team with a single return, Skarmory being the only one that survives thanks to their Steel type. I feel like Skarmory is gonna be a bit of a pain later on too. However, we at least now have our 6th badge and we are collecting them up so fast now, only having to do 2 grind sessions up to now. As we go ahead and skip the long path downwards, we reach Lily Cove City, where May awaits us for another battle, which also goes down rather quickly, with return doing most of the work. Afterwards we go to Mount Pyre and let Archie escape to his hideout, as we go through the Mount Pyre to get the one specific TM, Shadow Ball, that could prove useful as Dorothea can use it. We travel to the Magma hideout to fight against Maxi, who goes down as well quickly to drum return. It could have ended a lot worse though. At the Aqua side we fight against the admin Matt, where the first try had Dorothea becoming a little bit slower than his Golbat with Scary Face and then falling to his wing attack. The second try went much better, and now with Archie gone with the boat, we can go to the next gym. We take on the duo gym leaders of the 7th gym with our Dorothea at level 62 and the Magikarp level 8, since we can't fight against them if we only have one Pokemon. The fight, however, did not go well, as I first tried to not use Belly Drum. However, even with Belly Drum, the fight doesn't go quite as easy. With me giving a Citrus Berry to Dorothea, I can get to both Lunastone and Solrock, however, Surf does no damage. And so I decided to grind a little bit more on the water roads, and we come back with level 67, so 5 levels higher. And a few tries of testing, I get a run where Claydol almost kills me with Psychic, but Dorothea survives and can rest and wake up with the Chesto Berry, and then I one-shot the Claydol and Lunastone and Solrock as well. The Mind Badge is ours. Afterwards, we need to meet up with Maxi for one last time to stop him from getting the Space Fuel. Sadly, we can't fight against him alone and have to team up with Steven to fight against him and Tabitha. However, this doesn't break any rules, cause Metang and Skarmory don't belong to me. The fight goes alright, with Surf bringing down their Camerupts and Metang doing most of the damage, to be honest, helping me bring down all of their Pokemon while Dorothea even takes a little nap. With Maxi stopped, we need to get to Archie, who wants to awaken Kyogre. The first fight against him goes almost how I wanted, as I return them all to their knees, but the last hit also brings down Dorothea to 0 HP with a rough skin. The second try goes much better, as we start with full HP and don't get hit by Charpedo, and we reach level 69. Nice. Since no important battle happens between this and the 8th gym, we can skip straight to Rayquaza beating up Kyogre and Groudon as we go for Juwan, where our first try was also the only thing that we needed, as our Solidity returns to bring us our last gym badge. On the Victory Road we have a very small fight against Wally just before the league, but nothing interesting happened, as we can one-shot all his Pokemons after one drum return. As such, we have our last hurdle before our sweet victory. And so we begin our fight against the Elite Four. The first one on the line is Sydney with his Dark types. Here our Belly Drum strategy works really well. And I got very lucky with the Sand attack not affecting me in our first try, making Sydney break down really quickly. The second of the Elite Four is Phoebe with her Ghost types, and here I became a bit scared. as our return doesn't affect them and our surf doesn't do much damage, so I teach Dorothea Shadow Ball, which would work really well. However, I had forgotten that ghost moves are considered physical moves, so I could have used my belly drum. But I decided to get another move instead, TM Iron Tail, which I knew would be physical and work with belly drum. So I went to get it, and we try again against Phoebe. On our first try with Iron Tail, all of them hit. I got extremely lucky there, and with that, the second elite trainer is gone. The third of the Elite Four is Glacia with her Ice Pokemon, which, similar to Sydney, we can defeat them all with return. However, the Hail has added a small timer to our HP. Could we beat her before it destroys us? Thankfully, yes we could, as Hail even stops at her last Pokemon. The last of the Elite Four was Drake with his Dragon Pokemon. It starts perfectly as his first Pokemon even uses Protect, while Dorothea drums her belly, and the rest of the Pokemon are again a one-shot gallery. As such, we defeated the Elite Four rather quickly, and we have only the champion left. The first try I got very close to dying to Wailord, as his attack brought us down to 10 HP, after which we could defeat Wailord and decided to let Dorothea rest, but this gave Ludicolo the chance to double team, and he also does a lot of damage with surfs. Thankfully, double team is not as reliable as one thinks, as we hit him with a return, bringing him down, as well as the other 3 members of Worldless's team, and with that we have beaten the game with only one Zigzagoon. I didn't have to grind much in the end, which made me quite happy, but I still wanted to see if I could also defeat Steven with my little Dorothy, so we have one last battle in front of us. That is when our fight with Steven starts. I tried at first with my level 77 Dorothy. This was never going to work, as our damage is too low and Steel Wing does a lot of damage. So I tried to give her all my rare candies, which were 10 at the moment, bringing her to level 18-7, which even then was not even enough, as Skarmory still takes 3 hits from return and can 2-shot us after we use Belly Drum. After many tries later, I decided to level up Dorothy, completely to level 100. This took a few tries at the league again, where we sometimes lost instantly, other times won quite easily. But it does give the best experience, so around an hour of grinding later, we are ready to try again. I tried around with some of my TMs that I had lying in my pocket and thought that if I wanted to defeat him, I would need a lot of luck. The TM that works the best with luck. I know it. It's double team. So I teach Dorothea double team instead of Iron Tail, as return was still doing good damage in most cases. The only exception being Aggron. These are our stats at level 100, and with the tag and special attack reaching almost 100, speed being a good number and the rest being, I would say, below average. I also give Dorothea the Lex Incense instead of a Chestoberry to increase the chance of missing and increase the number of power points that return has. After more than 2 hours of being stuck at Steven, this was the last try I did. My strategy became as follows. I start with a single double team, as too many would make Skarmory use Aerial Ace instead, and then I belly drum and would try to defeat the Skarmory with 2 returns, which at this level did around half of Skarmory's HP, having had Skarmory live with a slim of life many times before. Amaldo comes next. He also has Aerial Ace, so I have to defeat him too with 2 returns. I never saw Claydol attack, as I always defeated it with 1 return. Aggron is the first to not have any always hit moves, letting me set up more double teams and resting to heal my HP. However, return only does around 1/6 of his HP in damage, making me use up a lot of my returns. As I swap between attacking and resting when he hits me too many times, seeing Aggron's HP fill up with a full restore was disheartening, but Dorothea didn't stop returning. As Aggron got healed once again, I was starting to run out of returns, but then we got a lucky crit on his last sliver of health. Cradley was next. I didn't have as much information on him, as I only fought against it a couple of times. It gained a lot of HP from its moves, and my moves were running out, so I decided to defeat it quickly even if I didn't have full HP. Cradley down, Metagross was the last one out. Dorothea's return doesn't 2-shot it, but Metagross keeps missing as Steven heals it fully up again. Dorothea returns it to red HP, which then gets finally downed by our second to last return. Whew. And with that, we finally beat Steven Stone with a single Zigzagoon as well. With almost 30 hours in total playtime, and quite a lot of fun playing through Emerald again, with one of my most favorite Pokemon. The grind was only hard before the first gym, the third gym, the seventh gym, and with Steven. However, having a fully powered attack can be quite devastating, I found out. I'm not sure if I will do another one, but if I did, I would rather do it over the course of a month instead of one per week, as it took up a lot of my free time to play it. If you liked my voice or just want to check out some of the other stuff I've done, then be sure to check out my channel, be it my playlists or just what I'm doing at the moment, which is Terraria 1.4, The Journey's End, which I stream in the middle of the week every now and then. Or if you want to watch an almost unknown gem for the DS, I would recommend Avalon Code. Feel free to check out my playlists. So, I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did, and hope you all had an amazing day. Bye!